Hawaii rental laws outline the rules in the state regarding lease agreements and eviction. We'll overview the laws for standard lease agreements, month-to-month lease agreements, and evictions. Standard lease agreement. A standard lease outlines the terms between a landlord and tenant for the renting of a property. A standard lease in Hawaii is commonly a one-year fixed period and is the most widely used rental contract. Month-to-month lease. A month-to-month lease is an agreement between a landlord and tenant that renews automatically every month. The contract terminates upon notice by either the landlord or tenant. If the landlord wishes to end the lease, they must give the tenant at least 45 days notice. Conversely, the tenant must give the landlord a minimum of 28 days notice. Required disclosures. In Hawaii, the landlord is required to provide the following disclosures as part of the lease agreement. Move-in checklist. The landlord must provide a move-in checklist with the lease agreement specifying prior and existing damages. Identification. The landlord must provide the name and address of a person authorized to manage the premises, whether it be the owner themselves or a management company. LandLord Access. In Hawaii, landlords are required to give the tenants a minimum of 2 days notice before entering the property for repairs or any non-emergency reason. Security deposit laws. In Hawaii, the landlord may request up to 1 month's rent for a deposit, but may charge an extra fee if the tenant has a pet. The money must be returned within 14 days of terminating the lease. Eviction laws. There are 3 legally accepted causes for evictions in Hawaii. Non-payment of rent. If the tenant is late on rent, the landlord can issue a 5-day notice to pay or quit. This gives the tenant 5 days to pay the rent in full, along with any penalties, or vacate the property. If they do neither, the landlord may be forced to seek an eviction from the court. Nuisance. If the tenant has created a nuisance in or on the premises, the landlord may issue a 5-day notice to quit. The tenant then has 24 hours to cure the nuisance, or they must vacate the residence within 5 days. Non-compliance. If the tenant breaks any portion of the lease other than late rent, the landlord may give the tenant 10 days to either comply with the lease or vacate the property.